The other thing is, I had some great teammates who had great basketball careers afterwards and did interesting things in life. So Dave Blatt was a year behind me at Princeton. He became the head coach of the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about him as a potential Hall of Fame coach.
Hall of Fame coach, yeah.
All the work and leadership he had in Europe. Steve Mills became the president of Madison Square Garden and the president of the Knicks for a number of years.
Wow.
Both those guys again played professionally overseas. And then Craig Robinson, who was stayed with me on his recruiting visit.
Okay.
When I was a senior and he was a freshman, he you could see he was going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
He ended up being the fourth leading scorer in Princeton's history. But he ultimately became more famous because his sister Michelle followed him to Princeton. And then Michelle married Barack. And, in the beginning, Barack was that's Craig's little sister's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And, Craig was the star of the family because he was
playing ball at Princeton.
Yeah.
He was being recruited.
Right. He'd been drafted by the 76ers. He was the star.
Yeah.
But it was just so fun to be around a team where these guys like Craig and Steve and Dave and others did so well in basketball, and you could sort of live vicariously through their success.
Absolutely.
And finally to have again Craig's sister become the first lady of the United States.
It was all just kind of happened to be around each other and built relationships along the way.
Yeah, we've all stayed. I haven't stayed in touch with Dave Blatt, but Steve Mills is on the board of Ariel Mutual Funds. Craig's one of my best friends, and we've played in dozens of leagues together in 3-on-3 tournaments around the country.